Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find a link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member, or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in but just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. And understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can do that during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos, Saturday at John's, contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell and select all, so that whether myself or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. Share the videos, comments. All these activities will help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, starting at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member, so I'm not asking you something I'm not doing. I have the $4.99 come out of my checking account each and every month, and I don't miss it, and I don't think you will either. You can also use the super chat over here if you don't want to do a monthly subscription, and donate any amount you like. And please donate. Please support this. Now, your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your memberships, you'll get special badges that Sparky and I can see who are the supporting patrons are. And you get unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. This is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm on in here twice a week. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. And place a comment or question on the 2019 AMA National Championship video. And that's the one that Sparky actually shot with his camera of me flying his Junar XL in an official flight at the Nationals. If you do that, I'll receive a notification and be able to respond to you quickly. I want to thank you for your past, your present, your future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family and friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post a link now at Stunthangar Forum. That's the way to get in here, is through the link. It kind of helps keep, or minimize, I should say, it minimizes the trolls. I've been trolled here, especially in the early days. And then, now I'm going to go to the what I call the control panel. Let me see here. Go to the. I hope everybody had a good weekend and had a chance to go do some flying or spend some time in your shop working on a project. I did spend a little time in my shop. Actually, I'm actually going to augment my trim scheme on my SV11. I'm pretty excited about doing that. Looks like Dennis Adamison says like delivered, and Jeff Riley says hi Charles, like sent, and Gary Sinclair says like delivered. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate it. And look who's coming in here. We have, I think, Stuart from Canada is making his way in here. Hey, Stuart from Canada, how are you doing?
Good. Hi, Charles.
Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Be back in a minute.
All right, sounds good. Looks like Keith Trossel's making his way in here. Hi, Keith. How are you doing this evening?
Hi, Charles. Doing fine.
Good. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to do, or did you get a chance to do any flying since last time we met?
Yeah, I went out, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Wow, that is great.
Had really some of the nicest weather we've had here for a year.
Oh,
So,
that's great. So you took out your big job?
Yeah.
And everything's working pretty good?
Yeah, except I won't do a vertical 8 here. If I could lean over backwards and put the top of the 8 45 degrees behind my head, yeah, I could do that.
Oh, just one second. Hey, and I see Gary Sinclair's in here. Thank you, Gary, for coming in. And Tryon, thank you for coming in. I know you had to leave soon and go to sleep to get up early. I appreciate your willingness to come in, even if it's briefly. I thank you very much.
We had an episode at the flying field.
What happened, Keith?
Yesterday. Well, where we fly, it's belongs to a radio control club, and we've got a site there given by the city of Arvada, and there's hundreds and hundreds of acres out there, just clear space, no trees, no nothing. But anyway, they had a kind of a special event, sort of a downsized Warbirds over the Rockies, what they've called it in the past, but this wasn't an official contest, or it just people could come, and people came from all over the country to do this, fly their big Warbirds, big jets, big 4-engine airplanes, 2-engine airplanes, a lot of really pretty stuff. One guy had a big jet out there yesterday, and I guess to fly these turbines, you have to be certified by the AMA that you're going to comply with certain rules and you have the kind of experience to handle these things that weigh 40, 50 pounds and carrying fuel and fly 150 miles an hour and all that. And that these airplanes have to have a fail-safe feature built into it that if the radio control link is lost between the pilot and the airplane, that the engine automatically shuts down.
Oh, okay.
And there was a guy that was flying that didn't have this interlock operating. And he lost control of the airplane, and the airplane just kept on going at its 150 mile an hour rate. And he did this twice. He had 2 airplanes. One of them crashed in a housing area between 2 houses.
Wow.
Which is kind of dangerous. That it run into a house, started a fire, or hit somebody. They found that one it crashed in a sort of a small park between 2 homes. And then he flying later, and he lost another airplane somewhere over a big landfill, and they took a helicopter today searching for it for an hour. They couldn't find it.
Wow.
Anyway, it's pretty serious stuff, and guy should be reported to AMA. He should lose his license. He'll never fly at this site again.
No kidding. That is very dangerous. Could have killed somebody.
Yeah. And it puts our flying field at risk because it's there. We're at the there because the city of Arvada has made it available, and trying to be a good tenant, complying with all the rules and so forth. And anyway, it wouldn't, Arvada wouldn't need much of an excuse to say we're out of there.
Yeah, no, where I fly at, I fly in a public park, and we have drones that fly there, and I'm just always concerned that if something was to happen, they would just shut down everything, and I wouldn't be able to fly there either, even though I'm controlling the plane by these flying lines.
That doesn't make any difference to them, but
I know
yeah.
it would, but yeah, once there's some problem, then it's like, yeah, that's what concerns me.
You got a 150 mile an hour, 6, 8, 10, 12-pound missile.
Yeah, that could take someone out.
Yeah.
Let
Anyway,
me welcome Mark. Thank you for that story. Let me welcome Mark. Mark, thank you for coming in.
Hey, Charles. Hey, guys.
And hey, Tryon, you was going to say something, and we stepped on your words. What was you going to say?
Oh no, it's just I said you're welcome.
All right, cool, very cool. So I heard
Yeah.
that Keith went flying. Have you done any flying lately yourself, Tryon?
Actually, I haven't flown since since last weekend. We went canoeing this weekend, so which was fun.
Oh, very
But
nice.
but that being said, I had I didn't like the landing gear I had. It was kind of weak, and I think on some spots has some weak spot in it, which make it like kind of go like that.
Right.
So instead of staying kind of straight, you were just like doing a little bit of this. I mean, you can, if you pull it out and look at it, it looks perfect, right? And
Right.
then you have to put some pressure in it, and you feel like it's a weak spot in it, here and there. So long story short, I just made a brand new set of landing gears. I added more carbon in it, more carbon on a center spine, stuff like that. It's a lot stiffer now. So I hope this is gonna be it, and live and learn, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the beauty of a composite. So you make a part with what you think is gonna work, and sometimes it works. Most of the time, it works fine because we have so much excess strength in it that you don't need to worry about it. But sometimes you find out that like, hey, I need a little bit stronger section here or here, and you make another part. You add more material over there. You're fine. So it's just normal stuff. And
Yeah, normal stuff.
yeah, and I discovered a new prop. It's from Falcon Hobbies, and oh, it's a beautiful piece of work. If you want to see it, I
I've
can show
seen
it to
them
you.
not in person, but yeah, they look beautiful. They're kind of expensive though, aren't they?
I don't know what you're buying, but I bought the 2-blade prop since that's what I'm using. I got a 12.6. It's like $30, $39. It's composite prop. The workmanship is beautiful. So balance, it's strong, it's good. I think it's great for electric.
Very cool.
They also make a 3-blade, 12. I don't know. I think it's 12.6 or they have two versions that are especially formulated for the control line community. I don't know how much they cost, but I know they weigh like under 10 grams for a 3-blade prop,
Wow.
12-inch diameter. So they're super light.
Wow.
And I saw at the World Championship the Chinese young man junior that flew at the World Championship. She was in a 5th overall. So it was just behind Orestes and Igor, and very, very good solid flyer. He was flying those props, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And I took a look at them, and they're just beautifully made. I mean, no complaints over there. Mine has some blemishes on the bottom side of the prop, but it's not something that's going to affect the propeller itself. So other than that, but I can tell like that prop is beautiful. I'll go get it. You want to see it?
All right. Yeah, sure. I love props. Yeah, I have so many props. I have a problem. I love props that much. When I went to Brodax, I came back with 33 props. Of course, Who could turn down $1 and $2? I think the most I spent for a prop at Brodax was $5, and that was for a rev up, maybe 13.6 prop, something like that. But the other ones were all like one. Remember those big old stacks of props? There's like pyramid stacks of props. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just go through it and find what you want. I just like a kid in a candy store. Hey, John Miller, thank you for coming in. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. I was thinking about my stash of props. I got 2 drawers full of them. Been gathering them since the early 80s.
Yeah, it's easy to accumulate lots of props.
Yeah, more than I'll ever need or
Yeah.
use.
I mean, I have and the majority of them are, I haven't used a lot of them. I haven't had a chance to get to all of them. I've tried them, but they could have maybe used some. If I would have cut them down, maybe they've been more useful or something like that. But
Yeah, when I'm gone, somebody's gonna get a whole bunch of props to play with.
well, yeah, make arrangements. And you
Already
have my
have.
information, right? You have my information, don't you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I already have. I've got a guy that decided to give him all my control line stuff when I go.
All right, no worries.
Somebody that I know will use it, and I know will not mess around with it, so. And what I mean by mess around is play games with people. Sorry.
Very good. So Tryon, let me make you big. And hi, Lynn Burrell.
Hey,
Thank you for
hi
coming
guys.
in.
Good
Hi
to
there.
see you.
Hi, Len.
Hello.
Hi, Lynn.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You betcha.
So let me see this prop. I'm making you big.
All right, so
Ooh, that is pretty.
so this is the Falcon prop. Okay. It's pretty nice. It has like a little engraving in here.
Wow.
See that?
Yeah.
That's the size of the prop. And here says Falcon on it. If you look at it like this,
Wow.
Wow.
I see the weave in it. Yeah. Wow.
the workmanship is just beautiful.
It looks like it. That's slightly under cambered a little bit.
No, it's a flat bottom.
Okay.
Looks like a flat bottom. You really have to look at it like in the details of.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Where does that come from?
A Falcon.
It's a Falcon. And here you go.
Where is it made?
They're nice. Big props.
This is made in China, actually.
www.falconhobby.com.
Yep. Well, look at the quality of this thing.
I can see
That's
it. I only
really
can
nice.
imagine what it's like in person. That looks fantastic.
I mean, the workmanship is just great. This is not a hollow. This is not a hollow core prop, so it's a little bit, but it's very stiff torsionally. It's very stiff in both directions. It's just and the workmanship is just gorgeous.
I know you
So-
wasn't looking for it, but do they happen to have the reverse props as well in that size?
Yeah, if you want to use those, yeah. I'm not sure if they have it in the reverse. This is a normal direction, but this prop weighs 12 grams, 13 grams.
Wow. I'll tell you, Charles.
You don't have that much gyroscopic precision with it.
Yeah, being that light,
Yeah,
less than 10 grams.
yeah.
Charles,
And actually,
I've decided to stay with the devil I know than the devil I don't. So I'm staying with normal rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is normal rotation.
With your IC SV11, you have no choice, right?
Right. But even with electric, I have electric. And even with electric, I'll stay with it.
Yeah, Tryon, he prefers the conventional rotation as well.
Yeah, I like I said, it's like I'm willing to change if I have a problem, but right now I don't see the problem. And
Yeah.
so this is the prop. By the way, the 3 belly prop, it's even lighter than this one.
Wow, amazing.
the one for the F2B. I think there are 9 grams for a 3-blade prop, which is kind of insane for a weight on a prop like that.
Wow.
Hey, Denny.
And, yeah.
Let me,
The
let
people
me
that-
interrupt for a second.
Okay.
Let me interrupt for just a second. Hey, Jim, I see you saying you can't get in show. Just in case I did, now, can you get into Stunthangar at the bench, Jim? Let me know if you can get into at the bench, or if that's what the problem is. I spent some time with Jim Vornholt this weekend, and we actually did like a mock Zoom meeting, and we got in, and he
Oh,
was
cool.
super pink. So I'm really looking forward to him being inside here tonight, and he's excited about it too, I imagine.
Charles, the folks that own that company, Falcon, I've known them for years. They're Australian, have a really good reputation. They've been to Triple Tree many times. And I met them at Toledo years ago because I had a booth and they had a booth. And I would trust their products. I don't think their products have ever been cheap, but they have a good reputation.
Yeah.
Mm.
They
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, so far what I have to say about it is like quality wise, weight wise, I think it's second to none. It's just a beautiful quality, excellent craftsmanship, excellent everything, stiffness, everything. Looks good about it. I have to fly it and see how I like it. That will be the second part, and I haven't flown it yet. So I'm very, very curious to see how it's gonna actually perform in the air. I think because it's lighter, it's gonna use less energy, which is a good thing all the time.
Yeah, always.
It seems to have like a little bit more pitch than what I'm used to for a 6-inch pitch. But in the air, I may have to slow down the motor a little bit, which is going to save even more energy. If it performs well, acceleration wise and stuff like that, which I don't think why it wouldn't. Other than the tip, it's a little bit narrower from the props I'm used to. The tip is just a little bit narrower. So I don't know. I just, the proof is in the pudding, right?
Yeah, we'll see. Report back to us. Let us know.
Yeah,
for
sure. I'm gonna let you guys know. But we have a hurricane coming this way, so.
Oh no.
So I'm not sure when was the next time I'm gonna get an opportunity to go.
Be safe. Stay safe.
Go out and test it. I'm dying of curiosity, man. I tell you, like, I'm very, very curious.
I know that feeling, that curiosity. I can't wait. I know that anticipation.
So,
let me say hi to and welcome Dennis Adamison. Thank you, Dennis, for coming in.
Hey, Dennis.
And
Hey,
Dennis, your mic
Hi,
is
there.
muted. It's not only your boom, but there we go. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Yeah. So I'm very, very curious to see what's gonna pan out. It might be good, might be bad. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Let us know. I'm not sure if I'm willing to spend $30.
Quick question: where did you get the Falcons? I've seen them advertised in
It's
different
MPI
places. I've never
Hobbies.
seen them in useful sizes, but okay.
It's MPI Hobbies.
From MPI.
Papa
Okay,
India.
that's good. I think even Innovative was carrying them, but they were mostly in giant scale sizes, and they didn't have anything. If they got stuff down in our sizes, that's a good piece of news. So.
Mm-hmm.
Do they only have electric props?
No.
No,
all
they
kinds of
were
stuff there.
they were building giant scale props for like chainsaw motors and stuff. So I presume they would have probably made the electrics as a sideline or a special series.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering if they had props for glow motors or not.
I think they do too. I know for sure for a fact that Falcon makes also props for IC motors too.
Okay. All right.
And
Cool.
they I'd definitely give them a try.
That's awesome. I would too. Definitely.
Hey,
Well,
hey,
you can
Len.
go MPI, the website. Let me give you it's MikePapaIndiaHobby.com. Okay. And the other one is, I think it's, if you give me a second, it's falconhobby.com.
Okay,
Word.
thanks.
And you know, give me a second, Charles. Let me present my screen, okay?
Yeah, go ahead. I already set up.
I'm gonna share the screen here. Here you go. Share this. Okay. So this is the Falcon Hobby website, and you go here on the products, and you can find fixed wing,
Okay,
right?
yeah, yeah, fixed wing.
And you have this. You have the props here. These are the two blades. Let's see what can we find in two blades.
Cool.
And the two blades, yeah.
Oh,
It
okay,
looks like they start at 16 inches. It's kind of big.
okay.
Let's see if there's three blades. Okay, no, those.
Yeah,
These are,
see, pretty big.
yeah, those are pretty big. Yes. I bet you the four blades are the same.
I bet you those skinnier two blades are. Go down there.
Yeah, I'm going
CQE.
out there. These are the electric props, and here's where you find this, the lower, the smaller dimensions. They start at 8.5, 9.5, 12. It's 6.10, 6p, 10p.
And they have a pusher prop there. Cool.
Yeah, looks like this, they have the pusher too. So 12.6. There you go, Charles.
All right.
Okay. And we have the, let's see, 3E. So these are the three blade props. And yeah, these are big props, 19 inches, too big for our use. But that being said,
F2B.
we have this F2B three blades here. You see that?
Yeah.
Oh, F2B four blades too.
Now we're talking.
So here you go. And they look beefed up in the center. I bet you this can be used on IC as well.
I bet that's a pretty good
I'm pretty
prop.
sure this electric prop, let's say it's electric prop, I'm pretty sure you can put this on an IC. Not gonna break. You're not gonna break that. But look, it's 12 5.5 and
That's perfect.
And 11.6 5.7.
I need one of those 12 5.5s. That's a good prop. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be worth a shot. Okay.
I don't know. This is, I don't know how good it's for IC, but I'm pretty sure this is for electric. This is, it says
electric again. Oh, okay, it does say electric. Okay, I missed the electric part.
I think these are the super light props that they make for F2B, which are probably hollow inside. These are like the sub 10 gram propellers.
Yeah.
On the 10 grams in the prop. Well, they have the four blades here.
Yeah, see, they're still electric.
Look, 12 5.5, yeah. Yeah, an extremely light carbon fiber for very small inertia. Yeah. Yeah, to F2B. Yeah, these are also designed for F2B. I bet you these props are under 15 grams or so with four blades on them. Pretty nuts, if you ask me. But yeah, I was once I got my hands on this guy and I could see the quality of it. I'm pretty sure they do a good job. So this is it, right? And the other one is MPI Hobbies. MPI Hobby. There you go, MPI Hobby. So you can find here and whatever, you know, propellers from Falcon, right? And you have all kinds of stuff in here.
The first one.
Two blade 16, two blade 10 to 19.
Go back up to the top. The first one was our size.
Yeah, the wooden ones.
the propellers.
Yeah.
Okay,
That'll-
yeah, they have the wood too. And here
Yeah,
you
the
go.
very first one. Yeah, the very first one, Tryon.
Well,
Yes,
those look
these are the wood
sharp.
ones here to blade.
That's electric.
That one there. There you go. Yeah,
There you go.
it started at 10 inches. That's great.
Yeah.
How far up
So
do
we
they
have a
go?
level.
16?
These are
18
the
inches.
yes, a 10-6. And if you look here, you have different sizes. Let's say, for example,
13,
this is a
13.6, 14,
Yeah, whatever,
8,
you know,
15.6, okay.
13.6, 13.8, 14, whatever. I cannot see because I have the screen here. But you have a variety. So this is the website, mpihobby.com.
The hub
see
looks
here.
pretty substantial on those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
So here's go mpihobby.com, MikePapaIndiaHobby.com.
I think I might have one of those. I'm gonna go check.
Okay. So I think it's a good find.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Says gas and glow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So that's something I want to share with you guys and
Thank
see
you. I
what you
appreciate
think about
that.
it.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
So, John, you made any progress on your SV11?
No, I'm waiting for the tank to get here.
Okay.
It's the parts and that I ordered. They should get here midweek or so. So maybe I'll have some something to report on Friday.
All right. And I see you, Stuart. What do you got going on?
I just got a question about engines. I got this combat wing, and it's got the LA-15 on it with the 7.3. And we talked about before, guys kind of suggested to stick to that prop. But what happens when you go to like instead of a 7.3, go to like something in an 8-inch when the engine runs? It'll slow the RPM down, I believe. If I'm right, I don't know. This is why I'm asking questions on this.
Is this internal combustion?
Yeah.
It's an LA-15.
Okay. Long story short, is the motor has a very narrow range in which is happy. It gives you a 2-4 brake, and you have to have the proper venturi, the proper compressor, the proper fuel, and everything to marry it and work perfectly. You have to maintain the motor in that range.
Okay, what happens though? Because if you do go to a larger prop, does it does lower the RPM though, correct?
Well, I was
It's gonna
running.
increase. Yeah, you want to keep the RPM in that range if you can.
Right.
But if you cannot, what happens? If you as the diameter increases, the load increases on the motor.
Right.
So instead of going to the 2-cycle easy, you will hesitate. We'll stay in the 4-cycle almost all the time.
Okay.
Trying it on
I
a
have a very
combat
hard
wing.
time getting into the 2-cycle.
And I'm not
Okay.
going for speed here. I'm just going to actually slow it down. But
You got one, huh, Led?
does it?
I do.
Does it also
Just 1 second, Lynn.
to the heat of the engine when you go from a 7 to an 8, like for example? Does the engine heat stay about the same?
I think it's kind of the same.
Okay. I was just curious
It's
about
gonna
that.
heat up when you have put a smaller prop,
Okay.
or because you reduce the load, I think. But what happens is like this is the relationship between diameter and motor run, right? As the diameter gets big, you have more load on the motor. It's gonna stay in the 4-cycle. You will not want to break in a 2-cycle. If
Yeah.
the diameter is too small, you don't have enough load on the motor. So you may run in a 4-cycle and horizontal flight, but as soon as you start to do maneuvers, it's going to kick in a 2-cycle. It's going to stay there, right? It's going to go like very fast, 2-cycle, 2-cycle, 2-cycle. Then you go back in level flight, and maybe 1 lap later, it's going to go back to the 4-cycle, right? So that's not enough load. So you have to find the prop that's going to load the motor correctly. To
Right,
slow down the plane or speed it up, you need to change the pitch on a prop.
right. Yeah, okay.
Okay. But once you have the diameter correct, you're pretty much there, right? So keep that. Now, if the plane is too slow, you add some pitch. If it's too fast, you take away pitch, but you do not change the way the motor runs. The motor wants to run just below the reach cycle, right?
Yeah,
So if you close the needle valve, it's going to go to the maximum RPM. Then you open it a little bit, and it's going to drop down. And it's probably on the ground. It's going to kind of go 2 cycle, 4 cycle, 2 cycle. It doesn't know which way want to go, but it kind of stays in a 4 cycle and maybe burps in a 2 once in a while. 4 cycle most of the time, burps in a 2. That's kind of where you want to have it. And as you fly it, you're going to see it's over there. If you want more brake, add nitro. If you fly at high altitude, add nitro. You need oxygen, right? Nitro is oxygen.
right.
Well,
So this is
let me let John
quick and
in.
dirty.
I think you might have an extra comment. Do you have a comment or
Yeah, I have
something to add,
nothing,
John?
I have nothing to counter what Tran's saying, because what he's saying is the truth for what he's trying to describe. But Stewart is running that on a combat wing.
Oh,
And I
bladder.
don't think he's going to be doing 4-stroke, 2-stroke with it. In which case, he could try an 8.4. We on the Pathfinder Twin, we ran on that same engine 9.4s at 11 to 12,000. So, but they were, and they were proper speed for the pattern. So, just wanted to interject that in there. What Tran's saying is right. I'm not denying or countering what he's saying. It's just I think that on flying your combat wing there is going to be different than flying a stunt ship.
And
I
I
didn't
am
know it's a
trying to
combat
use
plane
that as
as a stunt plane.
I'm trying to use it as a stunt plane though, in a sense. And the only reason I'm doing this is to learn the pattern. Len knows all about this, what we're doing. And I was just looking at how the engine changed. Like that's why I was asking about heat even. But
keep this in mind. Whatever I said means absolutely zero unless you have a plane that's properly built. So that's the number one thing. If you don't have a nose that's rigid and a wing that's well fixed to the fuselage, you cannot have a good motor run. End of story.
This airplane doesn't have a fuselage. It's a combat wing on a bladder.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, just this one.
So yeah.
Now,
Stuart, I was
go ahead.
just going to suggest, Stuart, that if you start going up in prop size, and if the prop becomes too much of a load for the engine, you'll start seeing things like a lot of engine heat and stuff like that.
Okay.
I would, if coming in from out of the blue, if I had a 15 on an airplane, I was going to go fly, I'd put an 8.4 on it for starters, maybe a 7.6 later on. 7.3 will let the thing wind up without making a lot of speed.
That's what
It'll maintain that speed, climbing and diving and everything like that, which is handy even on a combat wing, learning to fly stunts and stuff like that. But I think, I don't know. You say you fly with Len? Len knows his stuff.
I've flown the plane. I've flown a whole pattern with it with a 7.3, and it's pretty good for me. He seems to think it's a little fast for him.
Yeah, because I'm just learning, but I'm also going to get Jim Lee's sending me a Venturi and a new needle.
That would be the next step.
A needle
could slow it down a little
for this too. So I'm hoping that needle valve will give a better tuning with the. I'll see how it works. Just something I'm going to experiment with.
Yeah.
Now, Stuart,
That's one way to kind of limit the
motor
power.
is running really well, don't forget Mike Lonke mentioned last time just to lengthen your lines.
Well, yeah, I was going to toss.
And then you have a happy motor, and you'll slow down your lap time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the motor's very happy the way it is right now. It's running really nice. It's not overheating or anything. Yeah. That's what I said to him. That's what I kept telling him. Just leave it there. Don't change anything.
How much line is it on?
About 1/10 of a second.
52s.
Put it on 55.
Yeah, put on 55 or 60 and see how that works.
I might
you put it on 60-foot Spectra, the airplane will never know the extra weight or anything like that.
Exactly. Bingo.
So there
I
you
think
go.
that might be the next choice is the line length.
Yep.
And try that. Just I need to slow it down because when I tried to do the clover leaf and it was pretty. I don't even know if it was a clover leaf, but just slowing it down just to make it easier while you're thinking through it. But so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll try that probably.
So you might want to try a same exact prop with less pitch if you can find one.
I think going to the longer line, keeping your engine speed where it's at, the prop where it's at.
Yeah.
Because it's flying well on that prop and at the speed that it's flying.
Yeah.
Longer lines will slow it down for you and still have the same speed on the engine and the airplane.
I think that's what I'll do next time out.
Yeah, because you just want it a little bit slower. So if you just make the lines a bit longer, it's going to be a bit slower and it'll work fine. Because it is working fine. It works good.
So what is the lap time you get right now?
I didn't do that last time out, so
I'd say it's about 4.95, somewhere around there.
Yeah, okay.
It's just a little quick.
Yeah. So if you
I can fly the pattern at that speed, but a new guy, it's a little tough.
Yeah, my brain doesn't think that fast.
If you add 3 feet to your line length right now, whatever you have right now, it's gonna be in a 5.2, 5.3s, which is very comfortable.
Yeah, okay. That's really.
Plus, you'll have more room. The extra line length will make you have more room and more space to do your maneuvers.
I can't remember what he suggested last time. Did he suggest going to a 60? Would that be okay?
He's going in his shop, so Mike will be able to respond.
Yeah.
Or you can watch the replay.
Yeah.
I heard it all. Dennis was right. Go to 55. If that's not enough, go to 58. If that's not enough,
go
to
exactly.
And you use the Spectra, and the airplane won't notice the difference in the line length. Dennis hit it right on the head. So
exactly.
If Lenny says the motor's happy running on that prop at that setting, you don't really want to.
Yeah, that's what I said. Don't mess with it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because if you mess with it, now you're going to get it either overheating or not getting any thrust at all.
Like I said last week, I think an 8.4 is way too much for that engine on a bladder.
Yeah, for an LA-15, I agree.
It won't be happy. You need to be in a 7, in the 3, 4. And if you want it to go a little faster, it'll handle a 5 or a 6. But 8 diameter is too much for that motor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll do that. I'll do the line length. Who's got the next?
Welcome, Howard Rush. Thank you, Howard Rush, for joining us.
Hey, Howard.
Hi, let me let Lynn Burrell show his prop that he has.
Yeah, I've got one of these Falcon props here, but look at the size of the hub on this thing. It's massive.
What size prop is that?
Well, there's my thumb, and there's the size of the hub of the prop. It's probably.
Is it a 14 or is it a 14?
It's a 16.6.
Yeah, that's why it's so big.
So it's for a Rojet 90, basically. But I've never used it because I can't really fit it into a spinner because the hub's so
I know that problem.
big.
I've had that same problem.
It's absolutely massive at the hub. It's
Well,
big.
if you don't use it, I know a gasoline engine that might just fit on.
Well, if you've got a motor like that, I got a prop to sell to somebody.
Thank you, Lynn.
All right. By the way, it's a beautiful prop. The finish on these is absolutely gorgeous.
Looks
I gotta say. So Tryon was right. They are really good quality. The quality is gorgeous.
Is it flat bottom, flat back or curved?
Yeah, it's flat. It's flat back. Yeah, it's a flat back.
Wood though, you want to put a little under canopy in there, you can.
Yeah, I gotta say it's a beautiful prop. There's no doubt about it. It's just I wish the hub was a bit smaller.
Okay, since you're talking about curved backs and flat backs, what's the difference? What does it do?
Well, an undercambered prop has a different. It has a different kind of thrust. It'll accelerate in areas where the other one will be slower. So, like coming out of a square, it'll accelerate out of it. I've been told. I run the flat backs, but anyway, what you got there, trying? What you saying?
Just looking.
Oh, okay.
It's a flat bottom. It is a flat bottom.
Yeah.
And Mike, you might want to take a look at these guys.
Yeah, I was listening on YouTube when you were talking about them.
Honestly.
What is
Definitely.
that, Tran? What kind of prop
What
is
were
that
the
one?
I know you said the 2 blades were like $35. What were the 3 bladed
Oh,
ones?
Falcon.
I just looked on the website for the at MPI for, let me see, I can give you the price exactly what it is.
I'm just
These are
curious
the
how
3
they stack up
blades.
against, you know, what the Bollies were selling for and what Brian Ether's getting for his props. And what?
Well, the F2B Falcon 3 blades, they are more expensive. I think they are $78.
Oh, wow. That's even more than an Igor prop or a Kravchenko prop.
Yeah. Yeah, but these are like 9-gram props.
Is that what you're
Like
running
9
now,
grams,
Tran?
they're 12,
Falcon?
5.5.
Can't wait to try it. He hasn't tried it yet, Phil. But hey, Phil, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Missed you Friday.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah. Was not having a good day Friday.
Well, I hope today went better.
Oh, it did. My wife, if any of you have ever had any experience with a little TENS unit.
Yeah, I have. I have one.
Yeah, I was using it the other day and decided I had to go to the restroom, and guess what went in the toilet?
Oh, no.
So I had to get a new one. It came today, and this thing works great, but it's exactly like the other one. They're $30, and you don't need that $200 one. The $30 one, little bitty. I forgot who it's made by, but Health Mate Forever. Just a little bitty thing. You'd be surprised what that little thing can do. 4 channels, or 2 channels, 4 pads, and it's amazing what it can do. But I had something pulling my back, and in Atlanta, it was driving me crazy so bad I didn't get to fly. And as I got home, it just got worse and worse, and finally got to where I couldn't get out of bed by myself. It just was ridiculous. And Vicky, to my dismay, put one of these things on me, and it worked. And then I managed to drop it in the toilet. So
You use this on
coordination
your shoulder?
counts, guys. I'm telling you.
Are you sure you're ready to fly an airplane?
I don't know. I'm gonna try to find out in the morning.
All right.
Yeah, we'll
So,
see.
Phil, you put it on your neck or shoulder?
It's on my back right now, but it's been on my neck too. My neck was driving me crazy. We put one on each side of my neck and just turn it up just a little bit. And as you get used to that, hey Trey, you getting ready to leave, Trey?
Yes, I am.
Oh shoot.
You take care of yourself, early in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's right. You gotta go to work. He goes to work dark 30. Try and take care of yourself, brother. Take care and be careful. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Tryon. I'll see you, man.
See you, Tryon.
Yeah, we're gonna try to fly in the morning because I think Saturday's gonna be a rain out. Our weather for here the rest of the week is deteriorating really quick from the storm.
Yeah,
it's blowing. We're blowing a hoolie, Lynn.
Yeah, you bet.
Right,
hey, the
right
harder it blows on Ringmaster weekend, the more I want to fly. I've flown Ringmasters in a 65-kilometer wind. I want more.
wow.
You know, I thought Lynn was a safe, sane individual until right now.
No. Not when it comes to Ringmaster weekend. The windier, the better. Bring it on, baby.
Well, you guys have been talking. You guys have been talking about handles lately, so I thought I'd put a few handles together and show you some. I didn't bring the antique stuff. I just brought some of the new stuff. But
all right,
you know, everybody's seen the Smith Brothers handle. This is the one that Tran used in Romania. Well, I can't get it untangled because I can't see what I'm doing. But anyway, it's just a Smith Brothers handle. It's just a standard handle. Then they've got I took the same handle and I put foam on it. Now I don't have this one trimmed down yet. I just got through putting it together. So you talk about a lightweight handle. That thing's light.
Wow,
and then you got Randy Smith's handle. And I'm gonna tell you what, that's gonna be hard to beat. That thing's light too. But I still like this one. It's a Fitzgerald handle. It's a lot heavier. Not
Looks
Fitzgerald.
Looks like a Fancer handle.
Fancer handle.
That's fancy.
I like that one. It's heavier, but it just feels so good and works so good.
That's my favorite handle too.
That's
Phil.
the one I use. Yep.
But
I tell you what, my favorite handle is still Tom Morris's handles.
You like it canted forward?
I really like it. I took it apart and put some heat shrink tape on it. And I had, if you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, I've cut grooves in it where my fingers and thumb fit in it a little better.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Because I like to hold it where my thumb is recessed up in it a little bit. I got a little shelf there to put my thumb on, and there's cutouts there for my fingers to fit in.
Is that straight or biased?
You like the pistol grip on it?
It's slightly biased, Lynn.
That's a biased handle. Yeah, it's not a straight handle. Okay.
It's slightly biased. I have one. I don't think I didn't bring it up, but I've got an unbiased one.
Right.
And I fly with both. I've always flown with it like this. And all of a sudden, when I got the Revolution Tran's airplane, Tran told me to fly unbiased. So that's when I bought this. But instead of holding it like this, I fly it like this. Yeah. And it does make a difference. You can feel the airplane much better. Lighter handle and hold it like this, you feel the plane much better, and you can.
Does that line slide on that clip?
Do what? No, there's no line slide there.
Slide up that clip?
The clip's just not on
the
there
line
straight.
grommet, will it slide up the clip?
Well, it
Is
will.
it a Luxor
Yeah,
clip?
you put some rubber tubing on that, or you're going to
There
lose
will
an
be
airplane.
some rubber tubing on it. I just haven't found any yet. I have.
You will lose an airplane if you don't.
I just check everything as I go out.
No,
See right
that's
here,
not
it's
the
already
issue. That's not
already
the
popped.
issue.
It's already popped loose where. So yeah,
That's
I know.
not the issue.
I'm gonna
That's
have a
not
hose.
the
I'm gonna have.
issue.
Do what?
That's not the issue.
Yeah, it's just slides
The
off.
issue is if the clip slides sideways, you have full up or full down.
Oh.
You see what
Yeah.
I mean? I almost
Yeah.
lost an airplane last summer because I was flying level, and then I went into a maneuver and the airplane went slack, and then the clip went sideways, and the airplane started looping.
Yeah.
And it did 3 loops, and then it leveled off, and I wasn't doing anything at the controls and couldn't figure out what had happened because the clip slid back out again, luckily, and I didn't crash. But that clip can slide sideways, and then you're going to lose the airplane.
What size hose do you put tubing? Do you put over it?
I
Just
use
whatever fits
combat
tight?
bladder. I use bladder material for combat.
I don't know what that means.
Just put anything on it for now, so that clip cannot slide sideways. I don't
Turn
care
sideways.
if you put some
Okay.
tape on it.
You can
Just
slip
Okay.
some heat shrink over it.
Heat shrink, tape, anything, just something so that the clip and the handle can't let the clip go
Can't turn sideways. Okay.
Exactly,
I'll
or
get
you will lose
some
an
hose at the
airplane.
auto parts store tomorrow.
Hey, Len,
Yeah,
didn't you say that you got that tubing at Home Hardware for the
you can
bladders?
get it at Home Depot. You can get bladder
Home
tube at Home Depot. I'll show it to you.
Oh,
Hang
okay.
on. You know what it
Okay.
looks
I'd
like,
like to
don't
see
you?
it. Also, I still fly a George Aldrich handle. Everybody says these things are dangerous and they, whatever. And I got fussed at a contest because you're holding it upside down. I flew it like that, well, with this on the bottom for many years. But at Brodak one year, George Aldrich was there. George Aldrich said, "Philip, why are you holding my handle upside down?" I am not going to argue with George Aldrich.
Yeah, he designed it.
So if you notice this one, it's a lot fatter than it's supposed to be. There's a piece of boss on each side. And again, I've put the grooves for my hand in it. And it became very, very comfortable all of a sudden. I was flying my Ringmaster on this, but then I got this one and started flying it on this. And, you can't argue. Some things you can't argue with. But before anybody says, well, you got all wire handles out there. No, not all. It's right here. I'm flying this stuff. But I pull tested this stuff to 51 pounds and held it with the 2 wires together like I was suggested to do. And it held. So it went on the airplane. And so far, I still have an airplane, guys. We'll hope,
Very good.
And then this is 65 pound. I only pull tested it to 35. But I did have two lines. I mean, 2 strands of it. I mean, end to end. So we'll see what happens. I did get some of that stuff though that had the different label, and the 65 pound I put between 2 screwdrivers like one of our illustrious combat flyers did. And I figured he's got to be putting on a show here. I went just, and it just came apart right in the middle, just like it did when he did it. So that stuff, I don't know. There's no way. If I went to put that on my reel and went to a tournament and caught a nice fish in the bushes and it popped like that, I would really be upset with somebody. I'd be writing some letters nobody would want to read.
Hey, Phil?
Yes, sir.
You can use large fuel tubing as well.
Okay, I can get that at the hobby shop.
So you see what
Okay.
I've got there? That's the lines
Yeah.
for my Kaz 77 Cardinal. That way those eyelets cannot slide up the clip, and the clip can't slide through the handle either.
I'll have that tomorrow. Well, you got longer arms on yours than mine's got on it.
You know, at one time, I don't know if you still can, but at one time you could buy the extra long arms.
Okay. Well, I
make them myself. I have one original one from the Fancher kit. And what I do is I clamp it to another piece of metal, and then I just drill all the holes through the original into the new one. And then just cut it out with a jigsaw.
Very good. Very good.
So I make my own, and those metal parts are just cut out of electrical box lids. I just take lids from electrical boxes and cut out a bracket with one. So I cut
that
my
makes
own
me
brackets.
sick. I can't tell you how many of those things I've thrown away, but I don't have a one of them left.
Well,
I bet I've thrown 100 of them away over 30 years.
That's what they're good for.
Electrical
And I
box
tell you,
lids.
it's good 16th inch metal plate, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Charles, make me
Yeah,
big.
1 second. 1 second. There you go.
All good ideas. Half A bladder tubing available from Melvin Chute at MBS. And it's actually a little bit of a friction fit. It's kind of hard to get it on when it's dry, but if you I use IPA in a spray bottle all the time to clean my hands and wipe stuff down. Spray that bladder tubing with a little bit of IPA, get it where you want it. Once all the alcohol evaporates, it stays right there. It's
okay, good idea, Mike.
a little hard to get on dry, but if you just put some IPA on it, it slips right over and then it stays right there.
Good idea.
Sounds good. I'll give it a shot.
Thank you very much, Mike.
I'll show you all this next week after I get it trimmed. I didn't have time.
All right. I like the idea of foam. I would have never thought to do that.
Well, it's not original. Trayan had it on his in Atlanta, and he had smaller foam than this. He had Roja cell, which is what I think this is, but this is 1/2 inch, and his was 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch, something. It was a lot thinner than this. But I figure I can take and shape this a little bit with a hot wire. So I'm going to try it and play with
wire,
it.
not Roja cell.
Do what?
You don't hot wire Roja cell.
Well, well, this may not be Roja cell. I don't know what it is. It's just foam.
Roja cell.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna hot wire this, or I'm gonna try. But I tell you what, it's just been cut. That part's just been cut with a scalpel, and it cuts so easy, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Roja cell will cut easily. It will sand easily, but it doesn't hot wire.
You can sand it easy,
but suit yourself.
If it'll sand, I'll do that. I'd rather not breathe all that crap.
Yeah, you shouldn't breathe Roja cell, which does not wire anyhow.
Okay. Save me some trouble, Howard. I'll just do that.
But it might not be Roja cell. If it's not Roja cell,
I don't know what it is. It's packing foam that was in something I bought. Lord only knows what.
But packing foam, it ain't Roja cell.
Okay. Well, this stuff is, whatever it is, you can squeeze the crap out of it and it'll come right back. But it is light as all get out.
That's probably ethafoam.
Hey, Mike.
Engineer, I'm not. You are.
Polypropylene.
I'm gonna make you the host temporarily. I'm gonna make a phone call and call Jim Bornholt. So I'll make you the host, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. And while I got the mic, I know Ruben McBride is probably watching. So Ruben, there is some goodies for the Las Vegas stunt contest. I finally got around to boxing everything up. I've been looking at them for a month. I just haven't got around to boxing them. They'll be in the post office tomorrow, headed your way to Las Vegas for the raffle. There's a kit. And this is actually a Randy Smith LA 46 donating to you guys for your raffle. So I'll send you tracking information when I get it mailed out tomorrow.
Michael, how many you gonna do like you did at Huntersville?
What's that?
I think he donated about 6 propellers and they won 4 of them back.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Canton?
Yeah, Canton. Yeah.
Yeah, actually I didn't donate those. Doug Patterson bought a bunch of those from me when I had those 600 rev ups.
Yeah.
I sold 500 of those things and I kept 100 for myself. I think Doug had bought some, and part of the raffle at Canton last weekend was little bundles of props, and Sam won 2 of them, which was kind of funny. We probably should just give them to somebody. We should give them to you or somebody else, because
that's what I use. If you want to sell some of them, I'll buy them. I
didn't know we won them till we were on the way home. Sam had them in the pit box. He was like, "Oh, by the way, Dad, we won some propellers." And I was like, "The ones I was selling?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "We should have gave those back." But anyway,
yeah, I'll buy them from you, cuz that's what I use on my.
Well, I think he won 6. I can come off a couple, but I'm not going to get into my stash. What I have in my stash is for lifetime. So
yeah, I just buy them when I can find them, because those things they work really well on Tiger 51s and 60s.
Len got a couple of them.
Yeah, I've got some. Not a pile, but I've got enough to keep me going for the rest of my time, I hope.
Yeah. Well, I hope if I don't bust them up too bad. Was Tran saying that he was switching over to the Falcons or what?
Yeah. He said he found them. He really liked him. He hasn't used it yet, but with the hurricane on its way, he doesn't know when he'll get to. But he likes what he sees.
Well, we were planning on going in the morning, but it's blowing so hard out there right now. I don't even want to go outside and walk the dog. I will, but I don't want to. By the way, Howard, I was going to tell you, I went and I decided I'd follow your lead and try something, and I kind of wish I hadn't done it now. They had an EV event here this past weekend, and I went to it and drove a Tesla. Yeah. I wish I hadn't done that. Now I want one. I don't want the expensive one. We drove the standard, and they had the one there, the bigger one with the gull wing doors, the flat edition.
X.
Yeah, they had the X there. I didn't like it. It's too heavy, too big, too much. You lose too much energy on that thing. But the little one, man, that thing was scat. The dual motor, a Y model dual motor. That thing was scat.
Oh yeah,
I like that. That thing.
You got to put in your order now. You get it in about a year. Redner ordered one.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. We've been talking about it, but we got 2 more to look at first. I'm gonna act like I got some sense, even though I don't believe in Kia. I'm gonna go look at the Kia, and I want to go see the I forgot the name of the other one, but they had the Porsche there, which is ridiculous, $125,000. No. It's got an off-road mode. Now, who the heck's going to take a $125,000 Porsche off-road? Then they had another one there that had gull wing doors. It was real pretty, but it's give me $10,000 and you'll get it in 2 years. Are you out of your mind?
Got an interesting Porsche story from yesterday.
Uh-huh. I just didn't think I thought it was ridiculous. Mercedes-Benz had one there. Volvo had one there. But they brought theirs out there and parked them and left. I know. I see you, Mike. Okay.
Charles made me the host, man. I've been wanting to do this forever, man.
Control line left town. Holy cow.
What did you say, Howard? There's a horror story from yesterday?
John Lytle has a Porsche story from yesterday.
Oh, a Porsche.
Back to control line, Model Aviation. What's this prop?
That looks like
that's a Hobby King.
Yeah, it looks like a Hobby King prop. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See it again.
That's a Hobby King wooden 3-blade, and they come, I believe they're 12.5 and 12.6 are the only two sizes that they make, because I have some of them. And the 12.5 actually cut down to 10.5 or 11 is actually a pretty decent prop on the 46. Steve Hines turned me on to those.
Is there an aluminum plate in the middle?
Yeah.
There's a plywood plate in the middle. Yeah, that
Plywood plate in those.
Is
Okay.
that plywood or?
Turnigy has a metal plate.
I don't know. This is from the Granderson estate. This is an 11 1/4 5.4. He's got four.
That?
Aluminum or plywood in the middle?
Looks like wood.
Okay.
How do I make Howard big? Like, there we go. I figured out how to make him big. Show it again, Howard, because I'm going to grab mine real quick.
I don't feel big.
Yeah, you look big.
Not big here.
Not big here.
Not here either.
Oh,
you
know what?
When you talk, you're big.
Okay, I take that back, Howard. That is a Turnigy. I've got one here. It's identical.
Oh, okay.
That's a Turnigy. Yours just isn't labeled. But it's pinned the same way. And this does appear to have a metal disc in the middle.
Oh.
Can you look in the side and see if is there a slit cut in it like this one? There's like a slit cut in the side.
There are slits, but it doesn't look metal.
Doesn't look metal.
Yeah, yours looks wood.
I don't know. I've got Turnigys, and like I said, 12.5 and 12.6.
What's Denny got there? What do you got, Denny?
That's just a Turnigy 12.6.
You got a medal in that?
Yeah, it's from my brother's estate. So
That's got a metal disc in it?
I don't know. It's all wrapped up. I don't want to unwrap it, because if I unwrap it, I can't sell it to somebody as a new prop. So
yeah, John, I'll tell you, if he's got it's say Turnigy right on the label, right on the blade, Dennis.
Sure does.
Yeah, I'm looking at mine. It's absolutely not. It's like an aluminum disc right in the center.
Yeah, one rivet or whatever per blade.
Yeah, and then each blade is pinned, and it looks like they've gobbed a bunch of epoxy in there to kind of hold everything together.
Just send them up here to Canada. I'll try them on the pipe there.
These have
No, that's too much pitch.
these have 2 pins per blade.
There's Jim Ornholt coming in.
I got it.
Hey. All right. Look, the man.
Thanks,
the legend.
Thanks, Charles. Okay, bye. Oh, finally.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Jim.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, it's I've been trying, guys. For such a long time. I've been watching, for several months now. I've been watching the meetings, but I just didn't know how to get into it. Charles just got me on this now. We worked about 2 hours yesterday, I think, trying to get it to I got a new laptop, and there's no email on it or anything, and so we were trying to get online. So I got some picture. I got a picture, rather, I should say, to show you, John.
Why don't you hang on till Keith gets back, and I don't keep.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll just whenever we can get around to it here. Just let me know. I got it.
There's Keith.
I printed it up just for you, John.
Oh, thank you. Little inspiration from what I showed last week.
Yeah, right. It had from Friday night. Yeah.
Hey Keith.
Okay.
Keith, remember the 68 Nats you was talking about last time?
Yeah.
It was James Vornholt's Torino.
Yeah.
At the Nats.
I saw that. Yeah. They're talking about.
Oh boy, yeah.
Some 3-blade props. Here's some Zor 3-blade props. They got the aluminum plate in the middle.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see the shape of the blade.
Charles, can you make Keith big so we can see that?
I think until you hand over make me the host again, you got it.
How do I do that? How do I make you the host again? Participants, hold on. Stunthangar, more, boom. You're the host.
All right, thank you. All right, Keith, I got you. Let me make you big. There
Anyway,
you
I
go.
don't know if you can see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks nice though.
These are well made. They're balanced.
Let me see the
Very
wing.
sharp.
Let me see the tips.
Two
Well,
rivets per
this is
blade. That's pretty neat.
2 pins. That might be what Howard had done. 2
10
pins
6,
per blade.
10 5. I've got 11 5s, 11 6s, and I've got some 13 6s.
All right.
13
All right.
5s.
That's a nice
Got
blade.
some wooden ones that are already painted black with the yellow tips on. And these are works.
Wow.
Nice.
Where did that come from, Keith?
These come from China. Zor is
Hmm.
XOAR.
Hmm.
But
Well,
there's a distributor on the East Coast in North Carolina, I think. There's several in the States, but these people will at least special order these things, and then you have to wait a long time, but they will special order. They're not cheap.
Well, now
if you
I've
want
got a
those, let
question.
me know what you want, because the guy who's the East Coast distributor, you say they used to be made in Raleigh, and they bought them out. It's our local hobby shop owners own the company now, at least the North American distributorship. Any of those, if you can't get them, let me know and I'll go to them and get them, because it's 10 miles maybe. Thomasville.
Do they stock like 10 and 11-inch props, 3 blades?
Not 3 blade.
Yeah.
I'll go ask them about them. Maybe they'll make them. It's, if we get an order for enough of them, they'll do it. But he's not going to stock anything that he can't sell. And the radio people just aren't buying 10-inch props.
I had to wait.
I have a question.
Okay.
On the Zor, I've got 2 or 3 Zor 13.6. I was planning on using on the SV11 with that Stalker 66. Anybody have any reason why I should or shouldn't?
Well, I love the Zor props. I'm pretty sure I've used the Zor on my stalkers.
They come balanced and they're ready to go. I mean, they're great props.
What about you, Lenny?
Sounds like about the right size to me.
Does it?
I'd say it should work pretty good.
Okay. Okay.
I wouldn't hesitate to put one of those on a 66 or a 76.
Well, it's a 2-blade.
I know. I wouldn't hesitate to put it on either motor and try it.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, like you got to remember, I'm running a 77 in my Cardinal, and I'm running a 13.6 Top Flight Super M prop, and it works just absolutely fantastic.
A 6-pitch?
6-pitch, 13.6.
Wow.
Top Flight Super M prop, and I'll tell you, that thing it loves it. And it's got gobs of thrust. I'm just shocked how good it is.
I'm surprised you can keep up with it.
No, it's wonderful. It's perfect. Gives me about a 5.2, 5.3 lap.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of 81s, so I might give them a try on those as well.
There you go.
The 81, you might want to step up to a 14.
That's nice. Big
That
Zor.
is nice.
That's sharp.
That's a big Zor.
And then here's the 13.5 and 13.6. They're made the same way, but they're painted black.
Cool.
With a white.
Wow.
Wow.
Do they come painted or
They
they
look
paint that?
Yeah, they're painted like this. I don't know what kind of paint it is. But
that is nice. Wow.
And that's what I have on this Martin Baker, if you ever have seen that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I'll
Yeah.
show it to you real quick.
Dennis?
Like Super M's from the Granderson estate. There's
Oh,
2
Howard, you're killing me.
I'm looking at all those bollies. You're killing me.
13, 5.5.
If you sell any of those bollies, I'd like to have 1 or 2 of those.
Volleys? Okay.
Yeah, I still have some tuned pipes.
I'll take an inventory of those one of these days. There's a
Oh man, look at that.
variety.
You got a 13,
Yeah.
4.5?
Yeah, I have.
What?
He just goes around the house now.
You just heard Phil's candy money allowance?
13, 4.5 watt.
Bally. That's what I'm running on the Bear right now, and I only have one.
Yeah, I'd like to have some of those too, but I don't need a 13 or 12 enough for me. I'm flying a 65 on it.
Well, I just cut them down. I mean, it's a 13, 4.5 originally cut down to a 12.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to have a couple of those too.
They're in general, they're smaller.
Okay.
As Philip used Magnum 36. He's got a bunch of those, and OS 40 VFs.
Yeah, I've got those. I've got a 40 VF.
As we said, they say that size matters, and our engines are weak, but nature's good to the old JCT.
Yep. Yep.
That's very good.
Oh, I compensated for nature by having several of them. Oh, look at Keith. He's got that Martin Baker.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
That great big pop looks small on that thing. Isn't that something?
Look at that spinner. That's gorgeous.
You want to see something pretty. Wait till he picks it up and you see the air outlet underneath it. Keith makes the prettiest air outlets out there.
Oh, man.
Look at there. That makes me jealous every time I see one. I spent 4 hours trying to do one of those.
That's just way too sexy.
Thought I had it just about figured out, dropped it off the table, sneezed, and stepped on it.
Oh my God, Phil.
When I say I'm coordinated, I ain't kidding.
You are. You did a number on that. Oh my God.
He 3D printed that out of balsa. He's got it.
Yeah, that's what happened. But he had one just like it on his Chiseler, and he's had one on 2 or 3 other planes.
Keith, that's gorgeous.
Keith, one night you need to set up a thing and show us all how to do that. Because
I'll show you.
I am really jealous. That is so pretty.
It'll take just a minute. I'll show you.
Okay.
But first, I'll show you something else.
Please don't knock that off the table.
Yeah, that wheel's pretty close to the edge.
Yeah. I will be sick. See, Keith is one thing that I am not, a klutz. I mean, I'm a klutz. He's not. But if there's something by the edge and I can hit it and make a mess, you can count on it.
Yeah, there's a wingtip standing out there, just waiting. Oh, I can't.
Yeah,
camouflage too.
I can't look. I'd hit that wingtip for sure.
Howard, I found something tonight that took me way back. At the Nationals one year, Paul brought his B-17.
Yeah.
And he was sitting out there fooling with that thing. I took about a roll of film of that thing at that time, and I was looking at those pictures tonight. Wow. That was such a pretty airplane. I'd love to have seen it after he converted it to electric.
Oh.
That central fuel tank he had on it was a work of art.
I'm familiar with
Howard worked on that.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I know he did the nacelles. Paul told me that Howard did the nacelles.
I slowed him down other places too.
Yeah, okay. Well, I tell you what, you may have slowed him down, but I looked at one of those nacelles and it weighed about nothing.
Yeah.
I'm serious. That thing was so light. He said there's one time it was a pain in the butt. I said, how's that? He said, I laid one down and I just laid it down long enough to tighten something up, and I went down to pick it up and it wasn't there.
Yeah,
he said we looked for an hour for it and it blew to the fence. It's about 100 yards away.
I was there.
There it is.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah, that's the other one. That's the one I have good pictures of this cooling pin on, the Bearcat.
Bearcat.
You had that plane at Brodax in 2009,
sure did.
didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I got to see that fly. It was amazing.
Yeah. I got news for you. All Keith's airplanes are amazing,
especially
if Keith's flying them.
This is the Chiseler, has that same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it all starts with pieces of 64th inch plywood, and it's done up as an egg crate sort of thing.
Wow.
And you see the slots, you sandwich these things together and cut all the slots at the same time.
Isn't that cool?
Anyway, take the plywood, sandwich it together, and then you take the end cutting tool, the Dremel tool. It's just the right width. It's like here you can see.
Oh, yeah, I see.
And that's all three
Okay.
pieces cut at the same time. So I'll always.
Yeah. So they're all identical.
And same thing with these two pieces there, and you just cut it out. That like I say, that's the end cutting tool for the Dremel tool.
Yeah.
And just perfect.
Hey
for the
Keith, let me
64
send you
ply.
a stamped self-addressed envelope. I have a place you can store those.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
That's it.
I'll send
Hey.
a shipping box.
Also,
God.
I have a tool that could
beautiful.
cut those nicely.
And you make
I have all kinds of tools. I just don't know how to use them like Keith.
and you make this a little oversized, and then you go ahead and put the slots in the bare balsa wood and in the inside too, and then you have this pieces of plywood sticking up, but you rough sand it down with like 80 or 100 paper, and then go in here with a Dremel tool and you get that rough shape. Then you can do it, wrap a piece of paper, sandpaper around a big dowel rod, and you can go ahead and shape the inside of this.
And what size plywood is that?
64.
64. Well, it ought to stand easy enough then.
Oh, it does.
Well, I'll do one of those, Keith. Thank you.
And once you get it in there, it's strong. They don't.
I'll bet.
They don't change.
What angle is that?
I think 45 degrees.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 45. Yeah. I can measure, but I'm sure it's 45 here.
Well, I think I just figured out how to
Sure
do the
looks
back
like
of my
it.
cowl on my humbler.
Does it show up? There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure looks like 40.
I'd be happy if
Yeah,
the
looks like it.
tops of my maneuvers were there.
I tell you what.
I thought they were. They're not.
Oh, there's some days.
Yeah. We had
There's
this.
two guys. There's two guys through the years I've really been in awe of their cowlings. Keith and Ted Fancer.
Ted, his simple instructions are, you just take a block of wood and you just start carving it away until you find a cowl.
Yeah.
You carve away anything that doesn't look like a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a buddy who's a carver. He's actually an artist, but he's a carver. And he says when he takes a piece of wood, he just looks at it and figures out what's in there, and then he carves everything else away, and that's what's left. Tom Looper, when he's not building beautiful model airplanes, he's one of the darndest carvers and painters you've ever seen. He's not just good for pilots. He can carve anything.
Well,
Amazing.
I told you the story that Tom Looper made for me, pilot for my Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's working on one for me for the Humongous. But Tommy's I hate to ask him to do anything because he's going to drop what he's doing to do it for you. And he stays so darn busy, but he's such a great guy.
No,
thank you.
We had this Bearcat at Brodac whenever it was.
09.
09.
It was second in classic and second in precision.
It was.
And we got
that's a PA 50 in that, isn't it?
No, it was an Aldridge Jet 50.
Aldridge Jet 50, okay.
And they didn't make very many of them, but this is one that
I've got a 60. I've got a 61, but I don't have a 50.
And when I got when George Aldridge came to VSC, he'd hold court out of his pickup truck.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he had this box in there that had this, never seen one before, the Aldridge Jet 50. And I said, "Is it for sale?" And he said, "Yeah." I says, "Well, I want this, but keep it for me so he can show for the VSC." But before he left, I bought it from him. So that's what I had, probably 600, 700, 800 flights on this Bearcat with that one engine.
Wow.
And rod got worn out, sent it back to Dub Jet, and he put a new rod in it, and then the male lost it.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
I have another one. I have another one's almost brand new and just broken in good. So we'll see how that works.
Very good.
I'd love to see that plane fly again. It was pretty. I love Bearcats anyway.
Pete Peterson says you have no excuse for not winning a stunt contest with that airplane, having flown it.
What, the Bearcat?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Lou Wogas.
Get down. I'll take you out in a minute.
Lou Wogas flew it in Tucson, and he came back and said, "Hey guys, Keith isn't that good."
I've seen Keith fly. I know better than that. He's got really good airplanes too. Well, I'm gonna have to run take the terrorist out, but I'll be back in a few minutes. Dennis, let me ask you a question. Have you talked to your buddy? I can't remember his name, but the fella that has the little the airplane we had at Brodak that I like so much. The profile
laser.
There we go, laser. Yeah. If you talk to him,
that remains the laser and everything about it is property of Walter Umland, and it's whatever Walter wants to do with it.
Yeah, I can't get in touch with
Walter was in the show here a couple of
days
weeks
ago. Yeah,
I need to make that an agenda item with him and see if he see if
I'll try to give him a call tomorrow and see if I can get him on the phone. He hasn't been answering the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I got him. I talked to his wife or somebody a month ago, and he wasn't able to come to the phone. And I haven't really called him but one time since, and nobody answered. So I don't know. I hope he's all right. I'm glad to hear he's on here a little while. It means he's still doing all right. So.
Yeah,
he was looking pretty good
just a couple of weeks ago, and I thought
he was looking pretty good. Oh yeah,
he lost like
looked
50
a lot better
pounds
than he had the time before. So,
Keith, you want to say something, Keith?
Well, back on Zor props, I may be wrong on this, but I talked to Eric Rule. Remember, Eric Rule used to sell props under his RSM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those props
I have a few of them.
Came from Zor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Zor does some really nice stuff.
The badass electric props are made by Zor also.
Yeah.
I think all they do is paint them and put a logo on them. I think they're a stock Zor blade shape and everything.
Yeah. What do you got there, Lenny?
Lynn, did you want to show something, Lynn, or you just
no, I'm just sitting here waving that prop around that I was
just practicing the pattern. Looks like
I'm just working on my flying. Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
No big deal. Always working on the flying.
Always, yes.
I tell you what, that sounds weird. That sounds weird, but I had somebody tell me, and he's a known flyer, if you'd spend 40% of your stunt flying with a handle in your hand and no airplane on the end of it, and just go through the maneuvers
over
and over again, it sounds ridiculous, but it works. Another thing I learned the hard way, Tom Dixon told me at Atlanta, when you go out there flying, because I'm getting old and I'm one of the young ones. Well, Michael's younger, but not much. But you look up and you start getting dizzy. I got to watching Dale Berry, and he just looks straight up and he does his maneuver, and his head never moves. Does two things. It keeps your overhead loops the size they're supposed to be, and you don't get so dizzy. Because I was looking around, moving my head and pivoting this way and doing this one, and then pivoting this way and doing this one, and I'm getting dizzy as an old drunk. And Dixon told me, don't do that. Try it this way. So it's Friday night and I'm out there practicing anyway. So I went out and did it Tom's way, and it works. But Saturday morning I got up, and I think the bed and I had a serious disagreement, and the bed won because I got beat up. Anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes. I got to take the dog out. He's getting real persistent here.
All right.
I got to show you guys something.
All right.
What Naomi and I do is we tie a laser to the top of the handle, and when you put the laser on and you fly, you can see the laser on the wall, and it gives you, here, see if I can do it behind me here. Hang on.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
When you do the maneuvers, you can see exactly where it's going.
Wow, that is a great idea.
And it works fantastic. And we use it all the time.
I'll have to try that.
We use it all the time. So if you want to do a square.
Yeah.
It works pretty darn good.
That is a great idea. Thank you, Lynn, for sharing that.
I tell you, I can make my inside and outside rounds pretty round. I can tell how round they are based on the laser. It works amazing.
I know. That's amazing because the laser's not moving, so it's just your hand input.
Yeah. You give it a little down, it comes a little down. You give it a little up, it goes a little up, and it works
And if you
really
can't
good.
make a round circle, you know you need to work on making a round
So
circle.
all we do is we mount the laser to the top of an old handle and then put a close peg on it so it stays on, like so.
Very good. I just saw Naomi. Hi, Naomi.
She can't hear because I've got my headset on.
Oh, no problem.
The guys are saying hi to you. I was showing them this.
You want to see me fly a pattern?
Yeah.
My airplane does have me to do that.
That is great.
That's what we do.
That's a great idea.
I can't get it.
Thank you very much.
Charles.
Yeah.
Okay, clover leaf.
Hang on, John.
Up, inside. No, I screwed
Yeah,
it up.
outside. No, you did it right.
Inside, outside, outside, inside, up through the middle.
And she started at the right place.
Very good. Very good, Naomi.
You're right up to date.
That's it.
Very good.
Now, if I could only do it with a real plane,
Yeah,
I
just
don't know.
keep practicing.
I could do it with a laser pointer, no problem at all.
I think we just kicked you out of beginner. So
You just kicked out of beginner.
Thanks.
you're
Thanks.
flying clover leaves. You don't belong in beginner
I might
anymore.
just come back to bite you all in the butt and actually
I
learn
know
the stunt
that.
pattern.
I know that.
We're waiting.
Very good. Let me I'm gonna remove you. And then John Miller wanted my attention. What's up, John?
Well, I just want to let you know that I know Jim Borno had something he wanted us to know.
Yeah. And let me welcome Bob Gore. Thank you for coming in, Bob.
Yeah, I just disappeared.
So Jim, you remember last time I showed you how to share a screen? Did you want to do that, or you want to just hold the picture up?
I just have to hold it up. I don't have it on the laptop yet.
Okay.
I haven't transferred any.
You're
of my
big.
photos.
You're as big as you can get.
Oh, really? Well, I'm pretty big, so I'll probably take up a lot of the screen. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a stack of them here. I went through the other. Oh, okay. Here it is. This was now I just hold it up to the camera, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Can you anybody see it? Tell me.
Yeah.
A little higher.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Right there.
That's the
Wow.
Torino. John was talking about the Torino. That was the Torino that was taken at Olathe, Kansas at the 68 Nationals.
I was there.
Wow.
And
I was there.
yeah. I know Keith was there. I don't remember. It's been so long ago. I don't remember who all was there, but I know Keith was there. I remember that.
Jim,
but
let
anyway-
me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Flying that out on the ends of the line, does it look like a toothpick?
I'm sorry. Ask the question again.
When you've got it out and you're flying it out there, to me, it looked like I was driving a toothpick around.
Oh, yeah, it has a thin profile, but I'll tell you what, that airplane, when I finished that up, my wife had just had a baby about a week or so before, and she told me to, you got the airplane ready, go ahead and go. But I had only taken about maybe 5 practice flights with that airplane, and I loaded it in the car and took off because she said her mom was going to come over and stay with her. So anyway, it all worked out. So. But I just wanted to, you were talking about the Torino last week, and I just thought I'd show you this picture. This was.
Well, I'm glad you did. What colors did you have on there?
It was red, white, and blue.
Okay.
Or yeah, it was. I'm sorry, I think maybe, yeah, maybe it was red, white, and black. I can't, I can't remember, and I don't have any color pictures of it, so all I got is black and white.
I can fix
so.
that. I can fix that.
Oh, you got pictures of it?
Yeah, I have a picture taken.
Oh.
And it does look black.
Oh.
Yeah.
Touch of gray on there.
I can't see the picture. Do you have it?
Did you take that at Kansas, or where did you take that at, Dennis?
That was in Kansas. That's the only time I ever saw the airplane.
Yeah.
Wow. That is
yeah,
sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was a great flying airplane. The reason, like I said, I was only able to take about maybe 5 practice flights before I had to leave, but I didn't have to do anything to it. I mean,
That's awesome.
It balanced out fine. It flew fine. It flew straight and level, and yeah, there's Jack. He had an article on it, the magazine. Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got those plans. The plans I have, I don't know if I've got that article or not, but that's a great picture. Yeah, I'll have to. You'll have to email me one of those, Dennis. Yeah, that's a great picture.
Take care of that.
Yeah. Okay.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an easy to fly airplane. That's true.
Hey, Jim.
Uh-huh.
Jim Vornhold.
Yeah.
Now I can see you. It's Mark Weiss.
Yeah. Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you.
Good. I finally made it on here. I am computer literate, and I had about 2 hours yesterday with Charles on the phone, and then tonight I still got lost. That's why I was listening to it, and I was able to send the chat, but I wasn't able to get online. So
you made it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Charles straightened me out. So
yeah.
He's good at that.
You're not the only one. I've helped other people.
Oh, yeah.
So matter of fact, anybody out there in the audience who wants to come in, get in touch with me. Jim and we touched base. He happened to be in the Pampa directory. So I have a 2015 Pampa directory, and I called Jim this weekend and I asked, is it a good time? He said, yeah, so we went through it, and we tried a bunch of things, and he's here now. So even if you're not computer savvy, I can work with you, and I've helped some people that don't come in anymore for some reason. But
I wouldn't have said that.
Help Jim. Now that you help Jim, he's a guru. So
yeah,
a computer guru now. So
oh yeah.
We all started somewhere.
That's
yeah.
What's the next picture in your list? Got some more pictures?
Do I have more pictures?
Yeah.
What'd you say? Oh yeah, I've got a lot of old pictures. That's what I was telling Charles. I said, I don't have anything. I've been out of it for so long that yeah, there's another.
Oh, there we
picture.
go.
Yeah.
Very good.
What I can't figure out is he still got the little bitty elevator on that one, and it flew.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, it flew good. That was one of the best flying airplanes I ever had.
It was a darn good flying airplane. I remember that.
Yeah, the Olathe Nats, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it.
You want to see some
thanks,
more?
Keith. Thank you.
You have some more hang on. Let me see if Jim, since it's the first time in here, Jim, why don't you show us what you got? Your pictures.
Oh goodness, great! I got about I got some that Keith might be interested in. Let me start with those. I don't have very many, but I just got a few here. And I think, well, first of all, I don't know who this person was. This was at the 1974 first Pampa Nationals. This was at the awards banquet. And I don't know who that is. Does anybody recognize that the person getting the trophy?
It's Johnny Clemens, and boy, I'm not sure the other guy.
Yeah, I remember Cummins. When he with the AMA or Johnny Cummins, wasn't he with the AMA? I don't remember.
AMA president, I think.
Was he really?
He
Oh,
was
okay.
either the standing or former AMA president at that time.
Oh, okay.
74, he was former president. So.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I thought he was in something to do with the AMA, but anyway, here here's another one that this is Mr. Gieske. We see that all right?
Yeah.
And it looks as that Billy too.
Looks like
That's Les McDonald.
Les McDonald.
Yeah, I think that's Les McDonald's. Yeah, Les McDonald, and I wasn't sure. Is it Keith? Is that you in the sport coat?
That would be. Yeah.
I thought it was you.
I
thought that was you.
I was the event director and I was MC that night.
I don't know if you remember or not. I judged. Jack Sheeks and I both judged at that contest.
Okay.
At that first, yeah. It's anyways, and I got one.
The award. He looks familiar, but I can't place it.
Here's another one. Trying to figure out. Yeah, they're okay. There, I got it. I'm getting a glare off the light somewhere up here, but you can see.
Not too bad right now. We can see it.
Yeah, you can see the picture. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
But I bet his airplane was.
Oh, that's Al Rabe, isn't it? Rabe?
No.
It isn't?
No.
Which guy are you trying to figure out? What color shirt is he wearing? Which guy?
I bet his shirt matches his airplane.
I don't know. I thought it was Al. I don't know who it is then, if that's the case. But and then Dennis, was your VTail airplane, was it yellow?
No. I had some yellow ones, yeah.
Did you fly? I can't remember. Did you fly at the 74?
74 Nats. I flew the TriStar, red, white, yellow, red, white, and blue trim.
Okay, let me show you this picture. You can tell me whether it's your airplane or not. This was at the Nationals in 74.
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now it's funny. I got about 6 different pictures of this, but I don't have any color of my own airplane.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was really impressed with this. I thought, because it was so different. And how did that fly? Did it fly fairly decent?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I used to tell, people used to ask me if the VTail, flew, if it turned the same both directions and stuff. And I got tired of telling the story. So lately I've been changing the story and saying, the airplanes were terrible. And my little brother, my family, we flew the VTails because we were such good stunt flyers. We needed something to hold us back.
Yeah.
So we flew these VTail airplanes because they were terrible airplanes, and they held us back and kept it competitive. All right. Well, nobody's buying that story either. So
kept you from winning all the contests, right?
Yeah, that's it. We needed a challenge.
And here's Al. That was his Mustang.
That's Al. Yeah.
Yeah, the blue one.
74. Yeah. Let me back up here. Yeah. That was
airplane.
Yeah, it was beautiful. There was 2 of them.
Bill, that one's easy to sugar, and then they had the other one was the Snaggletooth.
Yeah, I think he's mentioned Bill Rutherford. I think at that same national.
That's who I couldn't think of the last name out. Bill Rutherford.
His was olive drab though, wasn't it?
No, yeah. they were exactly the same, except Bill Rutherford's Mustang had a yellow nose. The whole nose on it was yellow.
Okay.
And the only thing Al's got is just a yellow spinner.
Okay.
And yeah, but I've got pictures of both of the Mustangs. So it was pretty cool. But anyway, I mean, if I'm not going to bore anybody, I got more pictures. So
let me see a few more.
He gets tired of airplane pictures.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, right.
I'll talk fast. I'll talk fast. Okay.
That's okay. This
is me in 1958. I'm the guy. I'm the guy on the right of the picture, and the friend of mine, Dennis. That airplane that he's holding belonged to Bob Randall, and Bob Randall wrecked it and tore into several pieces and gave it to Dennis, and Dennis took it home and put it back together. And Dennis was really good because I tore the wing off of the black one, and Dennis helped me put it back together. He was really good. He was older than I was, a couple of years older, and I was 12. And I think he was like 14, but that was we were both had that was my first Strathmore airplane that I ever had, was that one. And let me see what else I got here. I got other ones. Oh, here's my second Strathmore. This was at Dayton, Ohio in 1959, and I don't remember what place I came in. I wasn't very good. I just was just there for the fun of it. You know, when you're starting out, you want to try to compete with people. So anyway, that was in 59. Then in 1960, that was my twin boom. I flew in 1960, and that was at Dallas. And as you can see, it wasn't in very good shape. And George Aldridge was contest director, and he gave me 10 points for, I think he gave me 10 ground points for it because it was pretty bad. You know, I wish I'd have had these on the computer because I'm trying to hold them up steady. And so then we have more, and that was in July of 60 when I flew that twin boom, the black one. Well, here's the same airplane. Between July and December, I stripped all the covering off of it and repainted it and put a new nose on it because the nose was oil soaked, and flew it that's the King Orange Internationals in 60, February of 60. I'm sorry, December of 60. So
is that a carousel, Jim?
Yeah, it's the carousel, and it's the same airplane as this one. It's I just stripped it down and painted it.
All right.
And painted it white. And so then we went to
that's your girlfriend or wife or
no, that's Miss King Orange. She was the contest queen, and she's holding my trophy. See the trophy in her hand there?
Wow.
Yes, she's holding my trophy, but that's the same airplane as the black one. I just stripped all the covering off of it and painted it white. And okay, let's see. Oh, and here is Steve Woolley.
Yay!
This was at the same contest. This was King Orange in 1960, December 1960. Yeah. And as you can tell, that's like a 55 Chevy. He's standing behind there. And let's see,
remember when he went to that.
Here's one you don't see very often. That's Jim Silhavy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's in Florida. It's at the 60.
Is that a gypsy or what is that?
It's a Nobler. Oh, it's a
Nobler. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is that the blue one?
Yeah, it was light blue.
The blue Nobler?
Yeah, I remember that. It was light blue. Yeah, and I think dark blue trim on it or something. Yeah, but that was in December of 60. And then this was my Aeron that I flew in 61 at let me hold it up here better. 61.
Was that as cool a looking airplane as the drawing suggested?
No, the drawings that they put in the magazine were not accurate. It wasn't near that. There was I don't know, maybe the measurements were the same, but as far as the way the tail was and all that, was not very accurate. But I was discussing with Dennis a couple of weeks ago that maybe I've got some old drawings, and I can try to maybe set up a set of plans for it. and maybe one day, build one something. I don't know. I'd like to have another one. It was a great flying airplane, but it was. I tell you, I'll be honest with you. The wing was the same as the Aries, and the only thing I did was I made the tail 2 inches longer. The nose was the same, I think 9.5 inches or something like that. But I added 2 inches to the tail, and it turned great. I mean, it was, about 1 week, maybe 10 days before the Nationals, I ran it in the ground. And oh yeah, I tell you what, I worked and worked and worked, and I got that thing put back together, and it flew just the same. It didn't hurt it anything. But yeah, I crunched it. I was coming out of a square 8 and on the outside part and went right into the ground. I don't know what, it's one of those things that happens, but it was right before the Nationals, and so I mean I worked a midnight oil putting that thing back together, and luckily for me it didn't change the way it flew. So and there's a story I wrote in the Stunt News or Stunt magazine about the '61 Nationals, and Bill Warwich and I were talking, and he says, the stabilizer on that airplane is bowing. It's flexing when you're in a turn. And I had no idea. No one ever mentioned it. So myself and Bill and Ron O'Toole stayed up all night in the hangar. We took the stabilizer off. I made it out a 1/4 inch, and when you sand down 1/4 inch, it becomes 3/16, and so it was pretty thin. So we got some 38 or 3/8 balsa and made a new stabilizer, stuck it in there. And 8 o'clock in the morning, I did a test flight, and luckily I had brought some touch-up paint with me, so I was able to touch it up and just brush on some color so it didn't look too bad. And luckily, it flew just great, and that's when I did my final flight was after we changed the stabilizer, and we all 3 of us worked all night. I mean, we cut out the balsa. One was sanding, one was putting in hinges, one was cutting out the old one, and we all 3 of us together just worked all night long trying to get it ready to fly. So, but it worked out just great. That
was one of the neat things about the old Navy Nats, wasn't it? You had room and space to do that.
Yeah. That was the nice thing about the Navy Nationals is you had the hangar, and they would put up row after row of tables. And you could go in there and you could put your airplane and your flight box and everything in there, and go back to the hotel or whatever, and no one would bother anything. You'd come back and everything was sitting right where you left it, and and if you had something you had to work on, like we did that night, we had plenty of room to lay it out on the table and do the surgery. We got when the patient lived. That was the great part. The patient lived.
Yeah. Very good.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you very much, Jim.
Okay. All right.
Keith, did you
Hey,
want
Jim?
to share something,
That's
Keith?
good.
I just wanted to say one thing to Jim. Charles was going to say this to you, but I'll say it to you. Usually we like to have people on here that have something interesting to show. So maybe in the future you could.
Oh, I've got a lot of old stuff. Yeah.
I find it all very interesting. Yeah, I really.
Well, I'm glad. I didn't want to bore everybody, so
no, not at all. I think Mark Wise got locked up. So
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, something happened. Yeah.
Did not.
Yes. Yeah, I lost him.
But no, I enjoy it. That came in this hobby after the heyday. So I see all these old pictures that they don't bore me one bit. I wish I would have been there.
Yeah, it was great. I tell you, you'll never duplicate the Navy Nationals. They were the best. I mean, the Navy would, and what was really fun was, of course, they had all the jets and stuff parked over in the ramp, and at nighttime, after it was dark and there wasn't anybody flying, the jets would go out and they'd run out with the afterburners on, and you'd see that big long flame coming out the back, and it was just really cool. And I think Keith was talking about Keith, was that Bearcat, was that painted after Corky Farnoff's Gulf Street or whatever?
No, it wasn't painted after Gulf Hawk 4.
Okay, I didn't remember. I thought he had an orange one or a maroon one or something.
Al Williams had a series of Gulf Hawks, and the Bearcat was Gulf Hawk 4. And,
Corky Farnoff's plane was a copper color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bill
was it?
Farnoff.
Okay.
Bill Farnoff's. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, they had two.
His dad or somebody, wasn't it? When his dad originally the pilot on it, and then his son took over. Well, anyway,
they had two of them. They had two of them at one time. They came to Winston-Salem in '63, I think. Well, 2 or 3. I was about 6 or 7 years old, and there was 2 of them. They were copper colored. They had copper on them. I don't remember what the overall color was, but I remember they were copper colored. And then you didn't see them again together anymore. I don't know what happened, but I heard that.
Well, one of them crashed, I thought.
I think it was the father, because Corky was here many years after that, several times after that, flying most notably the Meade 5J microjet.
Oh,
and okay. I thought he was going to rip the wings off that thing.
Well,
put on a show like nobody. I've seen a lot of microjet shows. Never seen anybody fly one like Corky did. He was here with a partner, Bill. Can't remember Bill's last name, but the two of them put on one heck of a show.
Well, I've got pictures of that. I'll try to find pictures next time of the copper colored one.
It must have been his father then, because in the 1960 Nationals, they had somebody flying. It must have been the father flying the Bearcat. They did an air show at the Nationals, and he was one of the participants. And I can remember that Bearcat, when he would climb out, the ground would vibrate. I mean, you could feel it in your feet. That was oh my goodness, that thing must have had a buku power. But yeah, anyway, I just happened to, that's why I was asking, because I don't remember what color the airplane was. All I remember was watching the Bearcat fly and just feeling that vibration from that thing.
It was incredibly powerful. I remember that too.
Yeah.
He had a big engine, big prop. He could only land and take off on 3 points. He couldn't, because the propeller was too big.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of, I knew the father was involved in flying somewhere, but so it must have been him. Must have been him, because that would have been 1960.
Yeah, so, they were together there for a few years. They had 2 of them, but I understand Bill, the father crashed. I don't think he was injured too bad. I don't think he was killed, but he did crash the airplane, and it was too darn expensive to fix it. So it ended up, the story I heard, now whether it's true or not, I don't know. I'd like somebody to tell me, but the plane was sold and it became an air race airplane.
Let me interrupt you guys. I had a request probably at least almost 30 minutes ago, but I don't want us to run out of time. We have a person in the chat, Jack Fastnot. He says, Charles, could the guys comment on what they use or mix up for fillet material?
I use the stuff that Brodax sells.
The super film?
I use the stuff Brodax sells, but I get it from Aircraft Spruce. It's a whole lot cheaper. It's still $20, but you get 5 times as much.
It's the blue stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, it's called Super Fill. Super Fill.
So Jack,
Yeah.
it's Superfill. And then some other people, I don't know if any of you guys still use it, but some of the older guys used to use micro balloons
in the
and
pocket.
finishing resin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used that myself. But last time I did any filling, I still had some baby powder. I used clear dope and baby powder. And that was the old way we used to do it back years ago. But I've tried the micro balloons. They work.
They do.
Well,
Actually,
I can't say mine was original. I've been watching Sparky too much.
Yeah,
well,
I watch Sparky a lot. I watch him sand.
Yeah, he
on my
does love to
SB11,
sand.
But
on my-
you can't fault him though, because he builds a beautiful airplane. So,
Right.
but I mean, you know, a lot of times something that needs work on. I'd take an X-Acto blade and cut it off. Well, he'll take a block of sandpaper and he'll
Take
sand it down to where he wants it to go instead
Yeah.
of just whacking it with a knife. and it, like I said, you can't fault him. He builds a beautiful airplane. So
I don't know what he can do with a knife, but he can work miracles with a
I don't
sanding block.
He doesn't use a knife very much that I've ever seen. It's all sandpaper.
Mhm.
Yeah.
on my SV11, I use epoxy and micro balloons because it comes out white. And so I don't have to worry about matching the paint.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about your ARF?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'll
isn't
tell you,
that pretty hard to sand, John?
Well, it's an ARF, I'm not trying to sand it much.
Oh, okay.
I just doing it for the color and,
Mhm.
I want to close it up so I don't get oil soaking in.
Right. Yeah.
Did you already finish it, John?
Not
Oh,
completely.
never mind. Oh, right there's what I was going to mention, but he's got them.
There it is. Beautiful set.
Now those are from Jim Lee. Is that right, Keith?
Yes.
So Jack, you might want to look at this here, Jack. This is what you'd use to get the fillets really nice and get a nice contour. You have different size shapes to get the contour you want.
You can push the fast fill in with a putty knife or whatever to kind of rough shape it, and then you can either use water or alcohol to keep these things moist, and just run them along the gusset, and it comes out perfect.
Do those balls spin on those sticks, Keith, or not?
No, those are glued on. Those are epoxied on.
What are they, Keith?
They're ball bearings.
Oh, okay.
And they go up quarter, 3/8, half, 5/8, 3/4.
Jim Lee supplies it.
Yeah.
If you want a nice tool to work on your models, just call Jim Lee. If he don't make it, if you can explain to him what you want, he will make it.
Yeah, I called Jim Lee today, and I requested something strange, and he's making it for me. So yeah, so he's great. But Dennis Nunez turned me on to some cake decorating tools that look just like those, and off of Amazon, and it was relatively inexpensive.
No, so, I don't know. I have those. Yeah. That's what I use.
Thank you, Keith.
So Keith,
I'm not opposed to something to a cheaper way of doing it, though. Don't get the wrong idea.
Keith, when you put that on your airplane, is the ball bearing? Is that smooth your surface?
Yes.
Is that the point of it?
Yeah, smooth it out, makes it even, and you can.
Okay.
And if it's moist, either alcohol or water, alcohol or even thinner. Thinner seems to work best for me, and then it will leave a smooth, even edge, and then they'll always leave then where you're scraping it, pulling it off, it leaves an edge, and you can take a putty knife and take that off with a putty knife, so there's no residue left whatsoever.
I'll be darned. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. And you get those from Jim Lee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're really neat to have. I got some more pictures of Olathe. Wanted to get into that.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, again, we looked at this.
Oh gosh, I gotta get to bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
So that. And Olathe, that was 68. That's the first time I'd ever seen Bill Warwidge, and this was his Super Aries.
Oh, yeah.
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 And
Yeah, I've seen
case,
pictures of that plane.
case says a KNB 40, but there was more than a 40 inside that case.
Yeah, yeah. Keith, do you remember the 60 Nationals when Bill he had an Aries? That was one of his first ones, and he got a little angry and got on the bus and went back to Ohio.
60 was before my time.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
of course-
Well, anyway, it was a funny story how he got a little angry with the judges but he was a fun guy to be around. He's always always a fun guy.
And Charlie Reeves with a shark only is really the humbler. That's what the original name was.
I miss Charlie.
Oh, is that okay? Charlie. Yeah, okay. I know. Yeah.
It's a shark. Well, the shark, but Lou original name on this thing was the humbler.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what Charlie called his.
Jetco modified it and modified the airplane, made it a little bit smaller so it would fit in the box.
Lou McFarland, yes.
And they changed the name to the Shark because Lou's name was the Humbler.
Oh, okay.
Some of the prettiest airplanes ever built were by this guy.
Nova.
Yeah.
Dave Gerke.
Dave Gerke. Yeah.
Oh, is that okay? Gerke.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to figure out who that was. Okay.
Good flying too.
Yeah, he flew nice.
Mm-hmm.
Can you move it closer to the camera, please, Keith? Make it bigger for us. Yeah, okay.
Very good focus, so I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. I was just curious. I want to see
He had a whole series of those, and the 3 and the 4 were just exquisite.
And he had an elliptical wing version of it too.
That's what I'm trying to think. I think it was the 3.
I think the All-American Eagle was the best flying one of the bunch. So.
Yeah, it was, I think. And it's probably the prettiest to me.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna argue with that. I like the Eagle too.
Look at that plane.
This is
I
Norm
was
Whittle.
talking about just the Nova systems.
Norm Whittle, and what model airplane is that?
That's a Playboy, I think. Yeah, Playboy. From Southern California. It has relation to the Tempest and the Electra, whole series of airplanes out there like
I
that.
think didn't Eric Rule RSM kit that the Playboy?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And it's an interesting story here was that he had a bad landing, or anyway, he run it in the ground and messed up the airplane pretty bad. And he's put it in the trunk, is going to go away. And Gerke chased him down and says, "Hey, we're going to fix that." So a whole bunch of guys herded up by Dave Gerke put this thing together and had a bunch of epoxy on it, and epoxy on holding one side of the tail on. There's a picture in the magazine. There's a hand holding the, he's getting ready to launch this thing, and there's a hand holding the tail up because the epoxy was still setting.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
And when he got through the pattern, that outboard horizontal tail was flopping up and down.
Oh, my. Oh.
Wow.
And
I won't wait for anyone.
here's Gieske. He won that year, I think.
68?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah.
It looks like
Nice.
Jim Kostecki's airplane in the background, the Formula S.
You mean this one?
Yeah, there
Oh,
you
Yeah,
go.
that's it.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
a pretty
That's
airplane.
it. That was a beautiful airplane.
Yeah,
And
that was.
This picture doesn't do it justice. Actually, that white's not white, it's cream.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Yeah. He was a art instructor in a high school. So he had an eye for color and design.
That is pretty.
I always loved those pins coming off the elevator and the rudder, but I always wondered how in the heck did you not rip them things off cleaning it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Yeah.
plane.
This
I
is
think I
Jerry
have
Worth.
the plans for that.
This is Jerry Worth. Didn't have a name
Uh-huh.
on it, but this thing that called an Aptrix now. And this is a forerunner of
USA 1.
Warridge's USA 1.
Yep.
Right.
Bill essentially copied this to make his USA 1.
Yep.
And
The
Jerry
rudder's identical.
Jerry got the award for best combination of airplane and toolbox.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's all I have. Yeah, but that nationals, have we told you the story of that one? Art at a Mission.
I don't think so.
That nationals, of course, is all that was sort of the days of when AMA did everything. Bud Tenney was an indoor flyer, but he was the contest director or event director. And they scheduled qualifications on a couple circles and finals all in one day, using Navy judges. And there was a mix-up in the scoring and figuring out who had 2 circles, going to qualify 5 from each circle to run 10 in the finals. And they had a mix-up in the scoring, and so they had to go through and retabulate all the score sheets, and that took some time to figure out who the top 10 or top 5 guys off of 2 circles were for the 10. And they started this first round late in the day, started getting dark, and the Navy judges walked off and said they're through. So we didn't have a contest.
Oh no.
And Art at a Mission stepped in, found some volunteers to judge, and the next morning they ran 2 rounds for the finals, and so there's still a national champion made. And thanks to Art at a Mission, he made it happen.
Very nice.
That's the story.
Big Art was like that. Yeah, he was.
And yeah, there were 10 finalists. One of those finalists was Al Raby. That's the first year Raby showed up at the Nationals. He had that white Cavalier with him, not Mustang with red trim. And that's the first time I'd met him. And I was practicing one evening out on the runway. And this car drives up and guy hops out and he jumps over and says, "Are you Keith Trossel? I'm Al Raby and I build semi-scale airplanes too."
All right.
Oh, I said, okay.
Okay.
He showed me that Mustang, and hey, this was pretty special. I thought it was special because it looked neat.
It was.
And he qualified, and that first round he was like in first or second place, but he had to leave that night because he flew for the airlines and he had to go somewhere the next day to catch his flight. So there are only 9 finalists. Now, of course, that ended up in 10th place. But before that, during that week, he kept asking me, he wanted me to fly it. And I said, "Oh, I don't like flying other people's airplanes." But he kept insisting. So I said, okay. And I flew that. And I said, damn, this thing flies pretty good. And it did fly well. And I went on to bigger and better things then.
Well, you know, his later Mustangs are certainly more realistic and everything like that, but I always thought that Mustang was, to me, it delivered what a Mustang is. That is, it was sleek and looked, you know, exceptional flying in the air. He did have the, you know, the good cross sections and stuff. But, you know, when you see a real scale Mustangs like the later ones, they look like barn doors, I think, by comparison. You know? I mean, but the one, I think he actually called it Mustang too, but he had dihedral, he had the nice landing gear, he had made the beautiful takeoffs, and he had all the other elements that, you know, became famous for. But that may have been my favorite of his Mustangs. And of course, the paint scheme on it was wonderful. So.
Well, he flew the real ones, I guess.
Okay.
Worked for the company that flew those.
Yeah. Al worked for Cavalier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cavalier would rebuild. They would rebuild old Mustangs, and some of them they were putting tip tanks on.
Yeah, tip tanks and 2 seats.
And, yeah, and the 2 seats. Yeah, I actually got to fly in one of them. That's why it's my favorite airplane. I love the Mustang.
Yeah,
and,
I guess. Beautiful.
Yeah, I got to fly in one, and it was. I mean, it was fantastic. It was up for about an hour, and man, it's probably been one of the best hours of my life. I'll tell you.
I bet.
Like I say, that was a beginning of a long relationship between me and Al. He visited my house a number of times. I was able to be at his place a couple times. And
very, very nice.
A lot of communication, a lot of writing back and forth.
That's the great thing about this hobby in many cases.
Absolutely.
With the internet now, it's fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
look at what we're doing now.
I know.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
I'm
but-
afraid that some people don't get it. That's why maybe they don't come in. They think it's just like the forum, but this is nothing like the forum.
No.
Yeah, there's no other competition I've ever been in that you get to the semifinal round and tear something up or have something fail or whatever, and your competitor will run over and bring you what you need to beat him with.
Mhm.
Never done anything else that was like that. But I had somebody bring me a glow plug one time. I had somebody bring me a propeller one time, and the propeller, I did not have another prop. When that thing snapped, I said, well, that's it. I busted it on landing, and I said, well, that's it. I don't have another one. And one of the other guys said, what is that? And I told him what it was. I don't even remember which plane it was now. But he disappeared, and I was over in the pits taking the lines off the plane. He said, whoa, what are you doing here? And he hands me the prop. Carbon fiber props weren't cheap even back then.
Wow. Yeah, it's amazing. I definitely have similar experiences being helped. Hey guys, it's almost, actually it's past 9 o'clock, so we can, I want to end the live stream. And if you've been watching this the whole time and you haven't given us a like, I mean, think about it. You watched the whole show, so you probably like it. So give us a like, please. That'd be great. And consider joining the YouTube channel and consider giving super chats. So anyways, thank you very much for watching and tuning in. We'll be back Friday. Hopefully you have a chance to work in your shop or go flying and come back and tell us all about it Friday. So until then, tight lines and fair winds. See ya.